Hey y'all, Chrissy here from Chrissy Show, and today we're going to be doing a very short video. We're going to be talking about leftover makeovers. So this is going on the recipe, Clucky recipe. So join us, have a good time. Maybe you'll like it. You know, just depends on if you like turkey and cornbread and all that good stuff. But anyway, here we go.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, you're going to hear a ton of strange noises back there. Santa Paws gave Vader, my boxer, a squeaky rubber chicken. Yeah, that wasn't a very smart idea. But anyway, so we have leftover turkey. Some of it is going to be used for turkey soup, but some of it's going to be used just for like sandwiches or whatever. I'm going to be deboning this, and we're going to be making a turkey and cornbread casserole. So this was a very giant 23-pound turkey. It was absolutely delicious, wonderful. It was just great. So I'm going to get my hands washed up. I'm going to put my gloves on because y'all know I use natural gloves for everything, especially when I'm dealing with food and prep and food prep that I'm going to be eating or consuming or giving to my family or anybody else. Now, this is the turkey, alright? This is the leftover cornbread that we made. This is what was left over from the other dressing and cornbreads and stuff. This is plenty enough. I'm actually going to repurpose this very pan, and we're going to start crumbling up this cornbread. And we're going to add cream of mushroom soup to it. And we're going to add a teensy tiny little bit of cheddar cheese. And I'll tell you what else we're going to add to it in a little bit to make it all good and yummy like a good casserole. We'll get to that part. But first, let's start picking apart this bird, separating it into bowls so we know what's going to be for sandwich meat, what's going to be for the casserole, and what's going to be for turkey soup eventually. We're going to be eating turkey from this Christmas turkey for days, and I want it to last, and I don't want it to be mundane food. I want it to be good. So here we go. Now when I'm deboning turkeys and getting any kind of meat off any kind of carcass, I like to kind of shred it up in little pieces. And one of the reasons why I like to fiddle around and feel is I don't want any bones or fragments or anything. I'm just going to toss that down into there. I only want the good stuff, right? Don't pay attention to the phones. They ring here all of the time. It is what it is. So you're going to hear all kinds of stuff in the background. But I just like to get the soft pieces and any kind of hard bits and stuff that wouldn't be good in sandwiches, and it wouldn't be good in any kind of thing like skin. Just a little bit, you know, not good now. I just throw it down there in the bottom. But I just peel this stuff across and get all this little soft stuff here. We're just going to debone this, put it in there, get rid of any hard parts. Any potential tough things and stuff that would make it a choking hazard you don't want to do. Bones, those ligaments and tendon things and different stuff that's in there. You don't want any of that in your soups or meals, because it can cause, you know, lots of issues for little ones if you have any plan to feed little peoples. So you just want the good, soft, tender meat, and it generally just comes apart there. Now, one of the other things that I like to make, which I'm not showing you today, but one of the things I like to make is if you like to make chicken salad, you can do the same with turkey. Turkey salad is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we get turkey salad, we get, do the same ingredients that you would a chicken salad. We make ours a little bit different here than we do everywhere else. But anyway, let's get pulling all this. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult with gloves to get all this meat and stuff off, but we're doing a fairly good shake of it, and getting it all piled up here, going through, making sure that everything's good and yummy. All right, now the next time I'm gonna come back to you, we're gonna have this thing deboned and in this pan. All right, woo, look at all that. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, I have one of these full pans. They're disposable, so it's good. It's just greased. What you want to get is you want to get a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a large can of cream of mushroom, and some poultry seasoning. And you've got your leftover cornbread here, which we're going to crumble up and we're going to mix together in a bowl. And then we're going to get the turkey meat that we've already pulled apart, and we're going to start adding some of that back to it. So let's do it. All right, before we start tearing up the cornbread and putting in the bowl, I probably won't use all of it. I might. It just depends on how I'm feeling at the time. But I forgot to also tell you guys, heavy cream. I think it's probably about a ½ cup of heavy cream. I like to use that just for the wetness, because the cornbread's already been cooked, but you know, after it sits, it's, you know, a little bit dry, so you want to wetten that back up. And you don't want too much moisture, but you want enough to where things can bake through and cook through on your casserole. So first things first, we're going to get this cornbread and we're just going to crumble it. That's all I'm going to do, is just crumble it right here, and we'll get as much of this leftover cornbread as I need. And that's already got all the amount of salt and sweet and stuff you want in it. I just got the salt and pepper over there just in case I feel like it might need a little bit. I don't even think I'm going to need it though. I think it's going to have just enough of the right balance, because the turkey's already been seasoned before we cooked it, and it's still got a lot of the flavors and stuff in it now. So we'll just see how it goes. You know how we like to do things around here, kind of impromptu and off the cuff. Now we've got the cornbread mixture, and I haven't crumbled it up to where it's like super fine. It's got some good chunks in it, because it's what I like in a casserole. You can do it ever how you want to. If you want it super fine, then you mash it up super fine. I kind of like mine a little bit chunky. So we kind of want the right amount of the cornbread with the right amount of turkey. You want the right amount of wet to dry ingredients together, so that nothing is too soggy and it cooks through. If I feel like it needs an egg for binder, then I will use one of my duck eggs as a binder. So this is what we have so far, and I still got a couple of pieces of cornbread left, so I think this is the right amount of what I'm going to use for my 9x13 pan. So let's get to the next step. Now, because I've already took a little taste, not of this, but of the meat in the pan, the turkey's got plenty enough salt in it. It's got plenty enough pepper in it, and I know the cornbread has plenty of seasoning in it, because I did that myself when I made it for the Christmas meal yesterday. So everything's got plenty of seasoning. I don't think it needs any extra salt, pepper, whatever. But if you taste your cooked turkey and cornbread and feel like it needs a little bit extra, that's why I told you can do a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of poultry seasoning. But for this, I don't think I'm going to really need that. It's going to have everything it needs, and I don't want to overdo it on those types of flavors. So we're going to take our cream of mushroom soup here, and I'm going to pour it in, and I'm going to mix it as I go. Might use the whole can, might not use the whole can, it just depends. So let's do about half the can first, and let's just start mixing it together. And all I'm doing is just folding it in. It's probably going to take the entire can, which is fine, because this is, you know, pretty, you know, dry with the cornbread. So we're going to mix all of this stuff together, and I'll get my gloves in here and mix it together too. Let's go ahead and finish it up with the rest of this. and incorporate it pretty good, well on into it. And this is reason why I use cream of mushroom is it just tastes better, and I like the little mushroom pieces in it. Plus it adds a little bit of extra flavor, extra, you know, salt and things like that that you might need. That's why I'm not overdoing it on the seasonings, because it won't make no sense to do that. So now you see it start to incorporate and come together into that consistency, casserole type consistency. It's not too wet, it's not too dry, and it kind of sticks a little bit when you're pulling it on your spoon, and it doesn't fall off. So that works pretty well. Now, just because I like it a little extra creamy, I'm not going to overdo this. I'm just going to put a little drizzle of heavy cream. Just a drizzle. I'm not even going to use it all. Just like that. Now, if you get your mixture a little bit too wet, you still got extra pieces of cornbread, right? So you'll use that, and you'll thicken it up a little bit and dry it out some. And remember, I told y'all we were going to add the cheese. I like to add the cheese to the top. You can mix it in if you want to, though. That's the consistency that you're looking for right there for your casserole. Now we're going to put it in the pan. You can dump it in if you want to. I like to do dollops. That way I can kind of see, you know, where the corners are at and where everything goes. And I'm not putting too much in one place. You know, sometimes when you dump stuff into a pan, you just kind of put too much into one spot, you know. So you don't want to do all that. And you can press it out with just back of your spoon or your gloved hand. It's up to you. You can actually give some of your leftover turkey meat, if you didn't know this, as a protein treat. I don't do it often. I just do it for special occasions, Thanksgiving and Christmas. But you can give that to your chickens. They like it. Gave some to my roosters this morning. They enjoyed it. Just shred it up real fine. I'm just lightly pressing it just to get it into the corners here. You know, you don't want one side to be too thick. You know, you kind of want to get it as even as you can as far as your casserole stuff goes. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to change my gloves out. And then we're going to use some shredded cheese and put it on the top. And I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so I've lightly sprinkled some sharp cheddar cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you want on the top of it. Whatever floats your boat, you know. But I did a light sprinkling. This is going to add a little bit of extra salt to it. That's why I say don't over season your food. Season it the way you like it, but I don't over salt anything. Anyway, cheese is on the top. We're going to bake this in the oven on 350 degrees for 45 minutes. And it's going to be wonderful. The cheese will be melted. You don't need to cover it. And it's going to have yummy golden crispy edges. It's gonna be fabulous. A great turkey casserole. I'll show you when it comes out. Alright, so now we have our leftover turkey casserole that is made. So I'm gonna let you guys take a look at it. The cheese is melted just like we like it. So have a little showcase of it right here for us. The edges are really good and crispy. And when you take your little spoon here, look at that. Good, just creamy, yummy goodness. I'm not sticking this piping hot big spoonful into my mouth just yet. I'm gonna let it cool off a little bit. But isn't that awesome? That is wonderful texture, wonderful everything. It is cooked so nice. If you want the recipe for what we've got right here, it's going to be on the website at ChrissyOShow.com.
Ooh.
So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy these little DIY recipes. They're super fun. They're super good. And, you know, just enjoy cooking some leftover stuff. It'll be worth it. Anyway, don't forget, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Go to ChrissyOShow.com for recipes, the blogs. All of it is there. So, we'll see you on the next little video here. So, bye.